Hey everyone, I'm Kit at Haptic Wallets, and I make really cool minimalist leather wallets that don't sacrifice function. So check this out. This is, I believe, the world's smallest leather wallet. You've got cash access, you've got card access, you're not gonna lose your cash. This is just one design, but I've got a whole bunch of other designs, and I'm always sort of iterating. Um, One of the things that I would like to do that I don't always get the chance to do is invest in something called a clicker die. And maybe it's not the chance, but it's not always practical to invest in a clicker die. They cost about $80 to $300 depending on the complexity. It takes 1 to 2 weeks, and I recently, from one of my best clicker die makers, got a quote for 5 months. And that's when I was kind of thinking, oh my God, maybe for the things that I want to remain very precise and consistent in my patterns, maybe I need to start making my own clicker dies. So I started to do some research, and it was difficult at first to find the machines that that people are using to manually make these dies. But I did find them. They cost about $3,000 to get brand new. If you go to Alibaba, which comes with time and risks, you might be able to get one of these tools for $700. Maybe, but that's just like the list price, not including shipping. Or you might be able to find it for about $700 at like an auction or used, but you might have cracked dies, or it's a really old product and it doesn't have all the features you might want. So I looked into, I wanted to know if this was a step in the right direction, having a machine that allowed me to make something like this, or if the right step is just when I need a part of like a clicker die, I just have it professionally made and that's it. So I built this tool. It cost me $20 to help answer that question. So you've got your push clamp, it costs $15, delivers 1,000 pounds of pressure into these little angle irons right there that helps me deform steel rule die. And ultimately, I was able, on this little machine, able to make this clicker die. And with this clicker die, I was able to consistently cut out foam products, these 3 foam products. And I also kind of stress tested it on this 4.5 millimeter thick, very stiff, fairly stiff leather. The durability of the die that I was able to make on this machine with garage tools is good enough. It's good enough for me to make parts of my pattern. It's good enough for me to make a pattern until I'm willing to purchase a production pattern like clicker die, or maybe until I have a production, like maybe I'm waiting for one, 5 months for example. So anyway, I found value out of making this and using it. What I'm not happy with is that the angle iron is, first of all, it doesn't make 90-degree bends on steel roll die. So what ends up happening is that it forces the steel roll die into a 90-degree position, but then the steel roll die springs back. So the die itself, to make patterns that I might want to make, I need to improve on the die. So that was one problem with this machine that I made. Another problem is that this piece of metal here, when I'm working on parts of the die, it actually obstructs my ability to access and bend parts of the pattern that I needed to. So I had to break this up into 2 pieces, which for me, it actually it was a pain in the butt, but I used popsicle sticks and super glue, and I was able to put these together and actually use it, functionally test it. I'm actually satisfied with this method. But the point is there is improvements to this $20 machine, but it allowed me to answer the question, do I want to maybe do this manually myself? Do I care enough, or do I want to just forever outsource it to a professional who has a talent and skill to make like these? And for me, I want to take it to the next step. I'm not going to go out and buy a $3,000 machine or risk Alibaba, but I'm going to maybe make a better machine myself. So in this video later on, what I'm going to show you is how to actually make this. And I'm also going to show using this clicker die on my clicker press and cutting these items out. So I'm taking a steel rolled die, and the first angle iron needs to be the same height as this. So I'm just marking it. You can use a mechanical pencil like lead or whatever you need to. This angle iron is cut at the same height as your steel rolled die. So I cut this angle iron at 2 1/4, which is the steel rolled die height plus the plywood plus the MDF. I've got a link in the description, but you can purchase this tool, this push clamp, for about $15. You'll want to take the nut off that comes with it. We'll use this to epoxy one of the angle irons onto it. Right there. I used Gorilla Glue. It stunk really bad. I think JB Weld might be better. And yep. So after mixing the epoxy, I applied it to the angle iron and the nut. Here I've clamped everything together, and I'm just smoothing out the epoxy. Now let's mark the holes. And we'll continue drilling out all 4 holes. Cut out a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. Now mark out the angle iron. Next, we're gonna drill each of the points and then mill all the material in between them. Do the same thing for the MDF. So then tap the angle iron through the slot that you made. Cut off the excess wood. Then screw the plywood to the MDF. Assemble the push toggle. So here's a first attempt, and if you close the push toggle all the way, it's not quite 90 degrees.
How much I have to clean, Dad? Yeah, that's what Mom's saying to you. No, I'm asking Dad. But that's Daddy says to Daddy, look how much I have to clean.
Wow, thank you. You're doing a great job though.
I have to clean the whole entire Yeah. Daddy, are you gonna need this? Daddy, I'm gonna put it on the table, okay? So we can finish up cleaning.
I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about what it might actually take to make a clicker die yourself, and whether buying or purchasing a machine like this would be something you'd be interested in. I'm actually going to take what I've learned today a little bit further and make an improved machine, something that I think would be affordable for leather craftsmen, and give them a great new capability in their shop. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, stay tuned, and looking forward to the next time.